We're at IDEX 2019 and I'm speaking to John Bryant, President, Oshkosh Defense. John, could you tell us a little bit about the JLTV that Oshkosh are showing here at IDEX?
Sure. Here you see our JLTV general purpose. And what we're demonstrating here at IDEX is the flexibility of the platform and its ability to mount a wide range of weapon systems. So here you see our EOS remote weapon station mounting an XM914 automatic 30mm gun. This is just one of a wide variety of weapon systems we can mount. We can mount TOW missile systems, we can mount Javelin, we can mount 30mm, we can mount 50 cal, we can mount 7.62. We can put them on standard gunner's protection kits as well as remote weapon stations.
So could you tell us a little bit about the armament options that the US military have adopted for their JLTVs?
Sure. Right now we deliver JLTV mounting the TOW anti-tank weapon system. We also deliver JLTVs to mount the gunner's protection kit for the 50 caliber weapon system, as well as a JLTV to mount a remote weapon station for machine guns.
But in essence, JLTV can mount anything from a light machine gun through to 30mm and above?
That's absolutely correct. We have a very flexible modular design, and that permits the integration, the rapid integration of anything from a small caliber weapon all the way up to heavy anti-tank weapons and 30mm cannon.
And have you looked at things like the smoke discharger and maybe even an active protection system?
We have. You've probably seen the JLTV at different shows configured with active protection system and various signature management systems. We've displayed them at other shows as well.
On the JLTV subject, perhaps one of the topics that is pretty current is the government or the US government's deferral of the full rate production decision. That's had lots of column inches recently. Could you fill us in on a few of the facts surrounding that?
Sure. Just to put it in perspective, the U.S. government has already ordered 11,000 Joint Light Tactical Vehicles, and in fact we've delivered over 3,000. And while I cannot speak for my U.S. government customer, what we saw was that as the U.S. government considered the results of the multi-service operational test and evaluation, that's the direct user feedback, they were taking that feedback into account, and what they desired was a few modifications to the requirement to incorporate that direct user feedback into the contract and into the build of the vehicles.
And are there any of those improvements that you can actually talk about, or are they sort of contracted government confidential?
I can tell you in general the type of things we're looking at. We're looking at a couple of modifications to the requirement for situational awareness as well as signature management. And none of these things involve rocket science. What you're really talking about is how big are the windows? Do you want a muffler? Things like that. Relatively minor modifications that are easy to incorporate on the production line right now.
And is it possible that any modifications that are made, will they be retrofit? Could they be retrofit? Or are we looking into a crystal ball with that?
Again, I won't speak for my U.S. government customer, but I'll tell you the way Oshkosh designed these modifications so that they would be very easy to retrofit on the existing fleet. None of these involve a significant tear down of the vehicle.
And finally, John, if I may, we're here in the Middle East. You've brought JLTV to the Middle East. Any message behind that? Is anything likely to happen post-show with JLTV that you can discuss?
I can't discuss any individual opportunities, but as you and I have talked in the past, whether it's Europe, whether it's the Middle East, whether it's the U.S., we find that the requirement for protected mobility and network capability in ever smaller packages is essentially a universal requirement. So we see that need with our customers all over the world.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.